So welcome back. This is week 14 of my weight loss journey, and the last time I posted was week 11, and it's been a little bit crazy. If you follow me on my Instagram, you know that I had a rough couple of weeks these past 3 weeks. For 2 weeks I plateaued, I didn't lose anything, and then I started losing weight again, right? So I lost 3 pounds in week 14. So now here, week 14, and I'm down officially 65 pounds. So your girl's down 65 pounds. That's like fucking 3 toddlers. Let's be honest, that's a shit ton, and I'm still trying to process it. It still feels like I still have that, oh, I haven't lost any weight and blah, 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 even though I plateaued for a little while, which is normal. Obviously, everybody plateaus. But I will say, even though I plateaued, I was still like conscious of what I was doing, conscious of my decisions. And it was just, I had a rough couple of weeks. It is what it is. I'm human, right? I will say this is probably not like any other type of weight loss that I've done in the past. Like, everybody likes to say, oh, you took the easy way out, but in reality, it's not the easy way out. I had to readjust so much stuff in my life, from like my eating, my drinking and all that. And don't get me wrong, I'm back now to eating pretty regularly. Like, I went out for margaritas and tacos. But instead of having 3 tacos that I would have, I had 1 and a bite of a second one, and that was it. Although I was able to eat it then again later, it mentally messes with you a little bit, I want to say, because you're so used to eating the way you were. So like, if you're not mentally prepared for something like this, it could be like a shock to you. Honestly, I've been, besides like going through a rough couple of weeks, everything has been working really well for me. Again, everybody asks me if I have any regrets about the surgery, and my only regret, again, is not doing it sooner. I definitely feel like I wanted to do it sooner, but I was struggling for 2 years. Like, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? And honestly, everything went the way it was supposed to and continues going the way that it's supposed to. So I knew that this was the time that I had to do it. So for me, it worked out. For other people, it doesn't work out. But I also feel like if it doesn't work for some people, they may not be listening to their doctors, or they may not mentally be ready, because you have to, when you do a procedure like this, or when you're even attempting any type of weight loss, you have to mentally prepare yourself. And in the past, I never really mentally prepared myself for anything. I would always let my mind get the better of me, and I would go back to my regular habits, you know? There is still times that I will, in essence, vomit what I've eaten, and that I've only noticed that really with like raw vegetables. That's the one thing I miss about this surgery, is my raw vegetables. And I'll be able to eat them again in like 6 to 9 months, but sometimes there'll be like some lettuce in something, or like I'll try to eat spinach or whatever it may be, and I just vomit it up. It doesn't agree with me. I did find that chicken tenderloins actually work really well with this procedure for me. Like, they cook really soft. They're really soft when you eat them. Even to reheat them, they actually work really well. I've noticed that for some foods, if I reheat it the next day, it does not work for me. I've noticed that a lot with red meats, but like chicken and stuff like that seems to be doing okay. And I don't mind answering questions. Like, people ask me all the time on TikTok or on Instagram or even here on YouTube, and they ask me questions, or they're concerned about their procedure, or they're going to be going for the procedure. And I love being that person for everybody. Like, I'm not a doctor by any means, and people ask me different questions like, when can I start eating this or this? And I tell them always consult with their doctor. I let them know what worked for me and what my doctor said, but I also always tell them to consult with their doctors. But I'm always up for questions. I love being that person. Like, I love answering questions. I love people asking me my progress and like what they can do different, or what they've been doing. I love having those conversations. I have to say, my biggest plus, which may not be available for a lot of people, is a support system. I do recommend having some kind of support system if you're going to go through this surgery or go through this procedure. My biggest support system has been my family and my friends. My friends, although they pick on me sometimes, they're like, oh, do you want 2 French fries? You know, my biggest support system has been my friends and my family, and they've known me my whole life pretty much. My best friends are in my life for 13, 14 years now, and they know my struggle with weight loss. They know that I've always been like the bigger girl. They've always accepted me for who I was, but they also are there if I need to talk about something, or they ask me like, can you eat this? Can you eat that? Like, what can I do for you? But I've always had a great support system, and I think that that is where people tend to pass or fail for this. Like, you have to have some kind of support system. Even if it's not your family or friends, get it from somebody, from somewhere. Hey, I'm not gonna beat myself up, because 65 pounds and 63 inches is a shit ton. So I'm super proud of myself, and I honestly don't care what anybody thinks about me. And it took me a long time to get there, but I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I know that I'm happy the way I'm progressing, and everybody else can kick rocks, period. But 63 inches, baby, that's a fucking lot. And as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the comment section. I do tend to respond back. Maybe not right away, but I do tend to respond back. You could probably get a quicker response on TikTok or on my Instagram, which is in the title screen, so you guys can get a quicker response there. But as always, thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys being here. And it means a lot to me that you guys are following along on my journey. That means a lot to me. I appreciate every single one of you. And I appreciate the constant support on all my social media. And as always, thanks for joining.